There are those men that take that step across the threshold of life and death over and over and over again, not because they were ordered to, not for a medal, not because of some manufactured set of ideals, but simply because that is who they are. If you're in a leadership position, you don't want yes men. You don't want yes men. You want the corporal that says, hey boss, I don't understand why you do that right now. And if your answer to your subordinate is because I said so, or it's you're an E4, be quiet, or you're an E5, be quiet. If that's what your answer is, that means you don't have a real answer. That means that what you're doing is probably wrong.
Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes in the middle of nowhere you find yourself. I mean, I had no idea where my life was going. I made a deal with myself.
So you prepare and train as hard as you can, and the other thing you do is you get the leadership in a mentality that they're not going to put themselves. Yeah. There's things that you can't control inside of combat. So you prepare and train as hard as you can.
If I'm going to keep living this life this way, rack it back and get over with. But I said, if I ever put the car in drive, I'll never look back. I'm not okay with letting their sacrifices be wasted. I'm not okay with watching anybody else waste them, so why would I be okay with letting myself waste them? It's normal. It doesn't mean you're weak. I want to get that off the book.
I train you and I build trust so that I can decentralize the command. That's how you overcome it. You don't overcome it. It's a shortcut to try and centralize, and it ends up getting people killed. Don't let your mind stay in neutral. Watch your thoughts. I think that's an important part. Don't let your mind stay in neutral. Watch your thoughts. Refusing to get out of bed or go to work or smile at others are all decisions. Find the reasons those decisions and turn negative feelings into positive actions. It's not enough to identify why you're feeling bad. It's about having the character to do something positive to take up that space. Don't wallow in your misery, which is just selfish, childish self-absorption.
I'm wasting the sacrifices that they made on my behalf. And I had to change the way I looked at it. Instead of using it as my excuse, I had to use it as my fuel. And that's a choice. That is a conscious choice. You wake up every day and you decide how you look at the situation. You decide what you do with it. You decide whether you use it as your excuse to hold you back, or you use it as your easy valve of hiding who you are, or you use it as your fuel to go out and be the best that you can be. You decide that. Nobody does. Nobody else does. You do every day. And it is a conscious choice. I mean, I still deal with it, but I still make the choice. Any day that I don't want to go on and push on for myself, I can look down and I'll bet you anything. I got 4 reasons right here that would switch me one day. They would switch me my worst day to have one more day. I'm not okay with letting their sacrifices be wasted. I'm not okay with watching anybody else waste them, so why would I be okay with letting myself waste them?
And it's important to know this, that our military men and women don't do what they do for medals or ribbons. They do what they do because they love freedom, because they love America, because they love their comrades in arms. And that right there is why our country thrives in battle.
Every story or experience that you go through that doesn't have a meaning afterwards is a wasted experience. I just want to change the world. How fulfilling it is, how selfish it is, how giving it is. I mean, you control it by your decisions every single day. And what do you want your dash to look like? How do you want to be remembered? Because it doesn't matter how much money you have. I just want people out there to know that, I'm no different than anybody else. The only difference is the opportunities that's been put in front of me.